Assalamu alaikum and hello. It is another episode of The Accidental Author with myself, Yusuf Daniels. And as always, we have a special guest, but I'm going to introduce her to you a little bit later. Guys, so for those of you who don't know, I've written 5 books in the last 3 years and 2 months. I call it the Living Series, and then there was another book. I'm not going to mention that book right now, but just my journey of writing, again, accidental author, stems from, it came from Allah. I promise you, I'm not that guy. I am seriously not that great or good. I started writing, I enjoyed the writing, and 5 books later, this is where I'm sitting. But it's not about me, it is about our local authors that we are putting out there. And today, we have a young lady who grew up in Boekap. For those of you who say Upper Cape, nee, that is the Upper Cape, nee, it is Boekap, it is in Cape Town. It is one of the most beautiful little dorpies or towns in Cape Town, on the hill, or the foot of the mountain, where Signal Hill is, guys. It is just beautiful. She's from there, and what she did was, she decided to write stories about Boekap and her growing up in Boekap. So guys, today, we have a young lady by the name of Whafieka Martin, who wrote a book called Stories of a Boekap Girl. Whafieka Martin, Assalamu alaikum. Hello, how are you?
Assalamu alaikum, Yusuf. Shukran. I'm good, alhamdulillah. How are you doing?
Guys, I was at a book launch the other day, right? And she's smiling so beautifully here today. Sy was so nervous geweest. Yeah, I thought to myself, no girl, you're going to faint soon. But you look more relaxed today. Is it because the book thing is done now? The launch is done.
I suppose so, and you have that ability to make people laugh.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Now I'm happy because I was at your launch. What a beautiful launch, mashallah. It was very different for me because you know what I liked about your launch is that it was in the Cultural Museum in Boekap. So there was a lot of that flavor, that
it was that uniquely Cape Malay flavor.
That Cape Malay flavor was
and I wanted
present.
that to be showcased.
It was beautiful. And there was stuff everywhere. While I was sitting there looking at you, I was actually looking at everything else around. And it was just so beautiful. It took me back into time where it was a big history lesson for me. My daughter was with me, Daria, and Daria said, Dad, there's so many interesting things around here. And is that why you chose that place?
Yeah, it was essential for me to have that connection, because my book is about Boekap, it's about Cape Malay culture, it's about a little girl growing up, and I wanted, and many of the displays in the Boekap Cultural Hub are actually highlighted in the book as well. So I thought carefully about the location for the launch, and I said there's no other place, it's going to be the Boekap Cultural Hub.
You thought very carefully because you had that going on. You had.
I don't know if you noticed, the snacks were also Cape Malay. Everything was Cape Malay. The snacks that were served. Yes, and they were also homemade.
Guys, it was all Cape Malay with a Boekap flavor in there. It was a really, really great launch. I loved it. Your parents, oh man, they were the sweetest. But there was a little bit of emotion going on there. What was that about?
So, in essence, Yusuf, this book initially started as a dedication to my forefathers.
Okay.
And I have such a great appreciation and love for them. And how can I mention my forefathers without mentioning my parents first? It is because of my parents that I'm here today. It is because of my parents that I have those memories. So that was emotional for me. If they had not given me that childhood, I would not have been able to share the life that I had as a child with the readers. So I had to, it was emotional for me because my parents are getting older. And when you look at your parents, you realize one day they will be gone. And this was my thank you to them, because you will wake up one day and they will be gone. And you wonder about your legacy. You think, are they proud of me? How will I remember them? And by extension, how will I be remembered?
Sure.
So in essence, this was for them.
You know what, don't chunk here, no? I don't have tissues here for you, please.
I'm smiling at all.
Smile, girl. You know those words, guys, what she said is just so accurate, so perfect, and so beautiful. I've lost my mom not too long ago. And
Do it,
Whafieka,
Amen.
and may Allah grant her and all this is Jannah. Let me tell you something. It is like a piece of my heart is gone. And this message is, and I speak to myself first before I speak to anybody else. This message is to all of you. And I see, guys, I'm sorry. And I'm going to say it. I see it out there on a daily basis. Some of you do not appreciate your parents. These are the people that did just about everything for you from a baby, and some of you are. I was in my 40s and my mother was still doing. Until she passed away, she was still doing stuff for me. And we need to learn to appreciate our parents. And it's not always showing them, it's not about money. Give them your time, guys. All they want when they get older, I've realized this, Whafieka, they want you to spend some time and quality time with them. And I'm glad to say the last year and a half before my mother's passing, I actually lived with her. And there was a reason why I ended up living with her. I know Allah had a plan for me. And it was probably one of that year and a half was absolutely beautiful. We laughed so much and we did so much. I involved her in everything that I did. And I will never forget those memories. All we're going to have left, guys, is memories.
Other memories.
We will have those memories. So create those memories. Just be lekker with your parents, man. Yo, they almost lekker with you all the time. Why must you people be like that? So like I said, I speak to myself first and then to everybody else. And I could see with your parents, they were sitting in front there, your mother's so lekker. She's just a lekker auntie. She's that lekker auntie, man. Yo, I love your mother, by the way. Your dad, humble, calm, and Whafieka, why is everybody in your family so tall?
Well, apparently we are what you know in Cape Town we all have our stories.
Yes.
In terms of our asal, like our origin, where we come from. Yeah. So we have a bit of a big cocktail in our family. So on the one side, the maternal side, it is Pakistan, Afghanistan, that side of the world, Syria. I'm not Syria, sorry, Persian.
Mix.
And on my father's side, we've got German, French, and that's why my surname is Martin. So apparently, some great-grandfather of mine was very tall. And the tall gene is so strong because we are all very tall. So alhamdulillah. And
no, I know you. Are you my height or are you a little bit taller than me?
I do believe I win in that.
Sorry. What are you?
I'm 1.84. So
okay, guys, I'm 1.82.
So
whatever.
I win this round.
She's 1.8, guys. She's tall, and
I'm not wearing heels. I'm wearing my sneakers today.
Yeah. But thank you. You stood in heels with me next to me the other day, and I looked like a midget next to you. So, guys, let me just while we're at it, let me just tell you a quick story about how I met Whafieka.
Okay.
I thought I'm gonna share with you guys. So, you guys know I work with a couple of authors now, right? And I've been working with authors for a while. And the one day I get a message, I think it was on Facebook first.
It was on Messenger, yeah.
On Messenger, yeah. So Whafieka said to me, hi, salam, my name is Whafieka Martin. I would like to write a book. Can you please just give me advice? I said, sure, send me a WhatsApp. She sends me a WhatsApp. And she says, okay, I said, when are you available? And she said, I'm available that day. I said, okay, I can make it that day. No, okay, she first messaged me a few times. She was lastig, people. She was lastig. But then I said, okay, let me just go see this girl. We met at a coffee shop, guys. Now, she invited me. Now, this is colored from Cape Town for you. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it. She invites me to a coffee shop to give her advice. Guys, I ended up paying that bill. I'm just saying, she's very glad, this one. This is a Cape Town colored for you. Be careful.
Oh, my God.
But you know what? We sat down there. And you know what?
It was fruitful.
It was
fruitful.
Yeah, for you. No, I'm joking. You know what I like about that day? It's not that day. Is where you are now. Because most people, every month I sit with about 4 or 5 people, authors, future authors. And out of those 4 or 5 people, I'm lucky that one actually follows through. You know what I like about you? You actually followed through. And how long ago was that?
That was, and I believe it was just in Ramadan.
It was in Ramadan, eh?
Ramadan.
Yeah. Was it also in a coffee shop in Ramadan?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we had to meet in a public place.
Yeah, it was a public place, remember?
Yeah, Allah forgive us, we
but
didn't have
nobody
any coffee.
ate.
Nobody ate, we
Nobody
sat
ate.
there. I know the
Because
waiters
we had to buy something in order to be seated.
And we bought a water to take home.
No, I'm not part of that. It was just a muffin.
And you took the muffin home?
Yes, I kept it for Puka.
Guys, you see, we made a plan. Guys, we made a plan,
There was a
but
plan.
we didn't because the paparazzi's everywhere. They will take
No, we
photos and say,
didn't.
"Okay, Yusuf eat in Ipuasa."
No,
I'm
there
not
was
that
no
guy.
eating. There was
No, there was no eating. It was a public place because I felt safer in a public place with you
Yeah.
because you Thomas. Jay maaked me nervous. So I said, public place, please, because I didn't know, guys. I don't just go out and meet people at their
Yeah.
house, or I don't invite people to my house.
Mm.
I met her in this public place, and you know what? Like I said, I'm just so happy for you that you've written your first book, and we're going to talk about the book a little bit later. And I like that. I'm not going to talk about the book now. Let's save it for round number 2.
Okay.
But Whafieka, you must be proud of yourself. Your first book?
It's my first book, alhamdulillah.
And you must be so proud. Isn't it a nice feeling? Do you feel like lekker yet? Do you feel lekker?
I feel like I have, because I've got quite a long bucket list. And this was one of the things on the bucket list.
Okay.
And I'm a person, once my eyes are set on something, then I will do whatever it takes to get it done. So alhamdulillah, in terms of feeling a sense of achievement, I do feel that sense of achievement, but I would feel a greater sense of achievement if I actually had an impact on somebody's life.
Alhamdulillah.
That would be for me like a big achievement.
I love that. Love Whafieka. We're going to leave it there for now. Guys, we're going to go for a quick ad break, and we will be back with Whafieka Martin, Stories of a Bookab Girl. Welcome back to The Accidental Author with myself, Yusuf Daniels, and our special guest today is a young lady, a very tall young lady, Whafieka Martin. And her book is called, guys, Stories of a Bookab Girl. That is the book over there. Now, if you have a closer look at the cover, this is, I don't think you can see, maybe you can zoom in, you can see, there's like a shadow or
an
outline of, is that you? Is that
No,
actually?
that's not me.
Not you?
No.
But there's a mooi toegestikte titie, is like
Yeah.
that scarf, head scarf. It's,
Yeah.
I like what you did with the cover. I love what you did with the cover. And the colors are nice and bright also, which I like that. I always tell people, the color of your cover, guys, take note. The color of your cover is important. The title of your cover is important. The subtitle of your cover is important. And those things together, you know, people are attracted to colors, certain colors. Eh? Your blues, your greens, your reds, your yellows.
Strategy.
Strategy. Jay slim, Jay, yeah. So she made it quite nice and bright. And I like the blue in it, guys. So this is her book. Whafieka, tell me quickly, where can people find your book?
So my book is available from currently now. We have stockers. We have Mariam's Kitchen.
Is this all in Cape Town?
Currently, we're trying to get more stockers for the book because people are asking about it.
Okay, fantastic.
The one in St. George's Mall
Right.
at Mariam's. And then also we have the famous Bismillah restaurant in Bookab.
Oh, in Bookab, so you're
Yeah.
keeping it in Bookab.
So I'm keeping it local.
Right, good, Jay.
And then also you can order the book. We provide 2 numbers for that. And we have an bookabgirl@gmail.com.
Okay, you can speak to that.
That's all.
Just give those numbers. Where can they get the book?
So the book is available on the following numbers: 082 074 7306. And the second number, I actually just forgot right now.
That's okay.
But the
That's
Facebook,
okay.
the Facebook page is Whafieka Martin. And the main page is the Bookab Girl. Also on Facebook, you can find us on Instagram as well, Whafieka Martin. And for any email orders, we are ordering on the bookabgirl@gmail.com. So we have recently started shipping nationally because we have some people in Gauteng. There's Durban as well. So we are doing that as well.
Fantastic. Guys, you can order your book. They will ship it to you in Cape Town. You know where to find it. Please follow her on social media, on the socials. Follow her. She's out there. She's got a new book. She's a first-time author, published author. Like I said, I am just so proud of you. Jay Esquire girl.
Shukran.
Alhamdulillah. And now we're going to jump into the book itself.
Okay.
What made you decide to write? That's basically your life story. Is your life story portrayed in this book? What made you decide that?
So initially it started out as quite accidentally. And that's what, because we are on the accidental author. It was literally accidentally. I was down with a back injury, what we would refer to as a slip disc.
Okay.
And I wasn't able to walk for weeks. And as I was laying in bed, I was thinking to myself, what if I can never walk? Because you start thinking all these strange things. And then I think, what if I can never walk? And what my legacy? I've got 2 sons. what do I have that's will stay behind when if anything should happen to me? And I've actually been writing poems for years.
Oh, you have?
I've been writing them for years, and I've never shared them with anyone because they are really close to my heart.
Okay.
They are based on real emotions and things that I've gone through in my life. And one day I sat with my sister while I was in bed. I was lying down, and I said, "Can I read something to you?" And she said, "Yeah, okay, let's whatever." And she said, "Is that your work?" And I said, "I've been doing this for years." And then I read the piece that I wrote to my father.
Yeah.
It's called My Papa.
Oh.
And she said, because we call my daddy Papa.
Yeah.
And she said, "You wrote that for Papa?" She said, "How long have you been doing this?" I said, "For years." And she said, you should write this down." And then I was in bed and I just started writing. And then I had a memory of me as a child in Buka. And then I thought, I might as well write that as well.
It's amazing. You know, let me tell you something. So another accidental author, guys. She was back injury. I had a groin injury. And you know what? I don't think these things happen by chance. It's all sent from our creator, I believe. The time for me to have written my first book was that time when I had that injury. It's amazing, you know, how we get injured sometimes and we think, the first thing we think is, why me?
Yeah.
But you don't know Allah has a plan for you with whatever happens to you. And if it wasn't for that injury, I wouldn't have written my first book.
Exactly.
If it wasn't for your injury, you wouldn't have written your first book. Think about it. So we're always questioning. I guess it's human nature to question. This is just who we are. We're weak. But Allah always has a better plan. And it's changed my life. You know, writing has changed my life. And inshallah, I'm sure it's going to change your life as well, because I've read a little bit. I haven't read the whole book. I've just got so many books that I need to read. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I could also relate, even though I didn't grow up in Buka, I stayed there for a while, but I could relate to so much in here. And you've now written your first book. No, before we carry on with the book, what is your background? I didn't ask for your background. What have you done? Have you got, what is it that you've done before writing this book? Or what is it that you're still doing now?
Okay, so actually I'm sort of all over the place.
Okay.
So I've studied Islamic law, and I've majored in the Arabic language.
Okay.
I'm also a certified legal translator of the High Court.
So whoa. Is that Arabic?
Arabic English and English to Arabic.
Because, guys, when she came in here, my engineer walked in here and she heard his accent and she started speaking Arabic to the man. And I'm sitting here and ek try hom te verstaan and clearly I must not don't understand. And they are having this full-on Arabic conversation here. And I just realized, oh my gosh, there's so much more to this woman. Guys, so you were an Arabic to English and English to Arabic translator.
Arabic, translator
in
and
the High Court.
interpreter as well. So that sort of means that you are recognized as a translator for any documents, passports and any official documents. And you can also do on-site translation. For example, you have somebody and you're doing the translation with him. That is what I'm also able to do. I'm also an Arabic teacher.
Sure.
So I'm also an English teacher.
Wow.
I've recently qualified as a TEFL online educator as well. And just a lot of things.
Guys,
I'm very busy.
She's got so much to offer. So if you're watching this and you need her to translate wherever, whatever, Arabic, English, English, Arabic, or guys, this Whafieka Martin is your person. She's your go-to. Give her a call. The number's there. Follow her on the social media. Whafieka, Stories of a Book-Up Girl. What is your favorite part of this book, or little story or story?
I think there would be a favorite poem and there would be a favorite story.
Okay.
Because essentially it's a book of this poetry as well. Some sections are prefaced with
So you've mixed it up, poetry and stories.
So the first chapter is dedicated to forefathers and your roots.
Okay.
So those are presented first in poetic form and with the explanation thereof and how it relates to me as a person.
Okay.
But every story is situated in a memory.
Oh.
So it's from the beginning till the end. It's true. It was actually my life.
Your story.
It's my story. And I feel it's so important for us. And as you highlighted at the launch, we tell the best stories. And again, as you highlighted, that we were told that we can't tell stories. we don't know how to tell stories. And that actually has driven me to share my story. At the beginning, I was wondering, why would anybody even be interested in what I have to say? Who am I? You think about all these things.
Yeah.
And it's only once you've completed that you've realized people come to you with positive feedback and they say, wow, Whafieka, we are so glad that somebody wrote about the Cape Malay culture. It's relatable. I can give this to my child and say, this is why we do things in the manner that we do. So, alhamdulillah, there are many favorite parts, but the one would be when I was a little girl, and cookies in Ramadan.
Yeah.
You have to take the cookies away.
Cookies to the neighbors.
To the neighbors. That would be my favorite one, because Bokab, alhamdulillah, we have the luxury of hearing the multiple adhans or the bilals, as Mama used to say, the bilal. And for me, that is such a powerful memory, because I believe that I never knew that other communities did not have the same thing. I thought it was normal for you to hear 4 calls to prayer at the same time.
No, where I came from, you could hardly hear.
That was normal. So you would walk with your little parcel, and we would walk around, and you would just see these little kids with their burqas, and it was just such a beautiful thing, and carrying around. And sometimes we don't know why our forefathers did things in the way that they did it.
Yeah.
But on further research and delving deeper into the origins, I realized that they were all deeply rooted in a sense of community, a sense of togetherness, a sense of social responsibility.
Yes.
Because when we take that plate of cake, it's not just about I want to show you what I made tonight for Buka when I broke my fast. It's about me physically coming into your home and checking, are you okay?
I love that.
Do you have something to eat?
Sharing with our neighbors.
Sharing. And I feel, and I think I have a fear that the practice is dying.
It is, unfortunately. I think it's the times we're living in. Unfortunately, depends on which area you live in. You can't just send your child across the road anymore.
Exactly. So we're dealing with security and safety and all of those things
it's changed.
as well.
And I also have fond memories of those days with delivering the cookies to the neighbors.
But I have to ask you, Yusuf.
Yes, ask me.
Have you ever slipped a cookie and
like did a cookie fall off the plate into my hand
into your mouth,
and then it rolled up my arm and then into my mouth?
Especially if it was something very nice.
Very nice.
Mistakenly.
I cannot say this on TV right now, but yeah, maybe it happened. Maybe. But like I said, I ate it all in self-defense because the cookie attacked me. So that could be the only reason why it happened. But yeah, I'm not gonna confirm that with you. Yeah. I think we were all young once or kids once. I think
everybody did.
I think that everybody had a cookie slip sometime in their life.
Everybody had a cookie slip.
So guys, Whafieka Martin, Stories of a Book Up Girl. Guys, this is the book. I'm proud of you. I love how our people are starting to write their stories. We were told that we couldn't write. That's what Whafieka said earlier on. I say it over and over. Stop letting someone else tell your story. We need to tell our own stories. We lived it. You didn't live it. I'm not pointing at you. You didn't live it. I lived it. It is my story. And it is the most beautiful stories. I think our people are the greatest storytellers. And I'm going to say it and I'm going to say it again. Where do you find the best stories? In the graveyard, because our people died with their amazing stories. Guys, write your story. Whafieka Martin, shukr so much for coming. You were absolutely amazing. Love the book. Guys, buy your book. It's available. You know where to find her. Stories of a Book Up Girl. Thank you for watching again. Shukr. Assalamu alaikum and have a lekker day. Ciao. Salam.